Hello children, welcome you all to 8th Standard Science E class Samveda. In this session, we will going to discuss about the chapter 11, cell, the structure and also function. This chapter it is included from the page number 135 to 144. I would like to finish up this chapter in 2 sessions. You are all getting ready with the writing materials like notebook, pen, etc. In this session, we will going to discuss about important topics like discovery of the cell, the more about the cell, organisms. They will going to show variety in cell number, shapes and also size, the number of cells in case of different organisms, the shape of the cells and size of the cells. Dear children, here you are observing 2 pictures. That first one is the brick wall and the second one is the cells in case of onion peeling. Then you people, you can identify these 2 pictures. After observing these 2 pictures, you identify the non-living and also living components from these 2 pictures. Then look at that. I hope so you people you can understand that brick wall it is related with the non-living component and that cells of the onion peeling are related with the living components. Here 2 more pictures are there. That first one is the amoeba, then second one is the use animal that is known as the elephant. Then could you people, you can separate that unicellular and also multicellular organisms from these 2 pictures? Yes, yes, you know that first one amoeba it is the unicellular organism and second elephant it is related with the multicellular organism. That means in case of amoeba that body it is made up of a single cell, that is why that amoeba is considered as the unicellular organism. Here in case of elephant that body is made up of many more cells, that is why that organism is considered as the multicellular organisms. By knowing these pictures, we can understand almost all living organisms are made up of cells. Then what do you people know about that cell? Can you define that cell? What is cell? That cell it is the structural and also functional unit of almost all living organisms. My dear children, next one we will pass on to that one more important thing that is known as the discovery of the cell. Scientist by the name Robert Hooke in the year 1665 who first observed the cells. Then at the time of the observation of the cell, at the time of the investigation, he observed slice of cork under a simple magnifying instrument. Then what is that magnifying instrument or what is the magnifying microscope? That magnifying instrument, you know, it is an instrument, it will going to enhance the size of the object when we will going to look that object under the microscope. Robert Hooke, he observed the slice of cork under the simple magnifying instrument or magnifying microscope. That magnifying means, it is a magnifying instrument means this is the instrument it will going to enhance the size of the any object when we will going to observe that object under the instrument or the microscope. Then obviously there will be a question in your mind, then what is that cork? I told you that Robert Hooke observed the slice of the cork. What is that cork? Cork, you know, cork it is the part of the bark of a tree. Then what you people you can observe here, these are the cork cells observed by the Robert Hooke under the simple magnifying instrument that is known as the microscope. Then the slice of cork Robert Hooke observed are look like a partitioned boxes or they are look like a compartments. Those boxes what he observed, you know, they are appeared like a honeycomb like structure and he noticed that boxes, one box it is separate from the another box by a formation of the wall or partition. I mean to say then there will be a separation of the compartments, it was occur while he was observing by the formation of the wall. That is why who considered those are the partitioned boxes. Robert Hooke who coined the term cell for each boxes what he observed and those cells, the cells he observed were actually dead cells. Listen here students, the cells of almost all living organisms could be observed only after the discovery of improved microscope. What I mean to say, actually that microscope invented by the Robert Hooke, it was simple microscope. Later on the different scientists they worked on the investigation or discovery of the new improvised microscope. Then only by the help of that improvised microscope only we can understand the different cells which are present in the different living organisms. Then let us understand the concept of cell. You people, you are already know that cell, it is the structural and also functional unit of almost all living organisms, or it is also considered as it is the structural and also functional unit of the life. Here we can understand that more and also more about the cells. Then first one is known as the brickvalia and second one is the cells of the onion peeling. In case of wall, brick it is a unit, whereas in case of living organisms, body of living organism, where there will be a presence of the cells. I mean to say, both bricks in case of building and cells in case of living organisms are considered as the basic structural unit. That means the buildings are made up of bricks. Similarly, the body of any organism, it is made up of cells. That is why the cells are considered as the basic structural unit in case of the body of an organism, and bricks are considered as the basic structural unit in case of the wall or a building. Then obviously there will be a doubt in your mind. We can easily see in the hen's egg by the help of our naked eyes. Then is that egg is a cell or group of cells? What is your answer? Then look at there. The egg of a hen represents a single cell and it is big enough to seen by the help of naked eye. You keep in mind, hen's egg, it is a single cell, it is not a group of cell, and we can able to see that eggs by the help of the naked eyes. I mean to say that eggs are the large sized cell. Then my dear children, let us move on to the one more concept, that is known as the variety in case of the cell numbers and variations in case of the cell shapes and also cell size in case of the different organisms. As you people, you know that there are millions of living organisms present on the earth. The body structure and also shape of the organisms, it is varies. The body size and also shape of those organisms, it is varies. Similarly, the organs present in the body of an organism, it is varies with respect to the shape, size and also number of cells. Then going to get that more information about that number of cells which are present in the body of any organism. Here, can you people guess the total number of cells which are present in the huge animal like an elephant? Then how many number of cells which are present in the body of an elephant? Then what is your answer? Then look at there, the billion is nothing but it is the 10 to the power of 9, or trillion is nothing but it is the 10 to the power of 12 number of cells, that huge number of cells which are present. That is why that body of elephant, it is also huge. In case of human body, it is also made up of trillions of cells. Trillions, you know that it is the 10 to the power of 12 numbers of cells which are present, and almost all cells which are present in the body of human being, you know, vary in shapes and also sizes. In case of human body, the different group of cells perform a variety of functions because there will be a presence of the tissues and also organs. We will move on to the classification of the organisms. Based on the number of cells which are present in the body of any living organism, living organisms are classified into two different categories. That is, first one is known as the unicellular organisms and second one is the multicellular organisms. Look at that, uni means one. The body of an organism, it is made up of a single cell, is known as the unicellular organism. The best example for unicellular organism is the amoeba, paramecium, Vorticella, Trypanosoma, Euglena. These are all the good examples for unicellular organism. In case of unicellular organisms, a single cell, it is represent an entire body, and all the necessary functions of the body, it is performed by a single cell, just like that of the multicellular organisms. I mean to say, in case of multicellular organisms, the different group of cells together perform a functions, whereas in case of the unicellular organism, a single cell, it will going to perform almost all necessary functions. In case of single celled organisms like amoeba, it will going to capture the food materials, digest the food materials and it is also take part in the different processes like respiration, excretion, growth and also reproduction. What I want to say is, in case of multicellular organisms, that varieties of cells, what I want to say is, in case of multicellular organisms, that group of cells pull together and perform a functions, whereas in case of the unicellular organism, that single cell, it will going to perform almost all necessary functions what you people observed in case of the multicellular organisms. Then similar functions in case of the multicellular organisms are carried out by the group of specialized cells forming a tissues. Here in case of the multicellular organisms, their body it is made up of many more number of cells, and all those cells are grouped together and forming a tissue, and tissue it will going to performing a specific type of function, and all tissues are together form an organ, all organs together to form a organ system. By doing so, then there will be necessary functions will going to take place in the body of multicellular organisms. Let us move on to that one more important concept here, that multicellular organisms. Then look at their multi. Multi means many. The body of an organism made up of more than one cell is known as the multicellular organism. Then the number of cells being less in case of the smaller organisms does not matter in any way affect for functioning of the organisms. Here look here children, in case of the organisms with the small sized body, there will be a less number of cells are present. Even though less number of cells are present in their body, that less number of cells, it will not affect the functioning of the body of that organism. I mean to say, even in the body of any organism, if there will be a presence of very less number of cells, and it will going to perform its functions properly, just like that of the more number of cells which are present in case of the multicellular organism. And you people know that in case of multicellular organisms, then there will be a presence of the many more number of cells, billions or trillions of cells which are present in the body of the multicellular organism. Those billions of cells begins their life by a single cell. That single cell is known as the fertilized egg. That fertilized egg, it is a diploid cell. Look here, in case of the multicellular organisms, the body it is made up of billions of cells, and all the billions of cells which are begins with a single cell, that is known as the fertilized diploid cell, that is known as the egg or an embryo. The embryo, it is a diploid structure which is formed due to the union of the two haploid gametes, that is known as the male gamete and also female gametes. Then you people, you can clearly observing here, this is the diploid structure that is known as the zygote, and that zygote it is undergoing repeated and also rapid mitotic cell division. As a cell division it is going on, that single cell it will going to gives rise to that multiple cell, and later on that multiple cell it is develops into a new individual or new organism. Then in this manner there will be a formation of the multicellular body by the single cell it is occur. Then we can extend our concept here. In case of the single celled organisms like amoeba, that amoeba cell it will going to catch the food material, that you people you can observe here. A single celled amoeba it used to catch the food material, then after that catching food material it will going to take that food materials inside by the process that is known as the egestion. Then after that taking of the food material, that breaking down of the food materials inside the body of the amoeba cell it is takes place. It is a single celled organism, and that single celled organisms it will going to involved in the different processes like breathing, excretion, growth and also reproduction, etc. Just like that of the multicellular, just like that of the multicellular organisms it performs. Then the similar functions in case of the multicellular organisms are carried out by means of the group of the specialized cells, and that group of specialized cell is known as the tissues, you know that. Later on the different tissues group together to form a organs. My dear children, let us pass on to that one more important concept here, that is known as the shape of cells. We can understand the different shape of cells by considering the shape of the amoeba. Then you people, you know that amoeba, it does not have a specific shape and it will going to continue changes its shape always. Then obviously there will be a question in your mind now, what advantage does amoeba derive by changing the shape of its body? What is the use to amoeba? It will going to keep on changing its body shape. Do you know the answer? Here is the answer. Then look at there, the change in the body shape of amoeba, it is due to the formation of the extension that is known as the pseudopodia. Pseudopodia is nothing but it is a false leg-like structures, and because of the formation of the pseudopodia, it is keep on changing its shape. Due to this, then there will be a movement it is noticed in case of the amoeba, then because of that movement, then it will going to capture the food material. I mean to say, the changes in the shape of the amoeba, it is due to the formation of the pseudopodia, false foot-like structures, and it will going to facilitate the movement in case of the amoeba body, and which in turn helps in the capturing of the food materials. Then we will going to understand, is there any other cells will going to change their shape like that of amoeba cell? Here you people, you can observe here, these are the white blood cells. White blood cells are found in the human blood. Is any cell, it will going to change its shape just like that of amoeba? Yes. There will be a cell known as the white blood cell, which is found in case of human blood. It is the another example for changing its shape. Then here you people, you can observe here, this is the white blood cells here, and these white blood cells, they will going to change its shape just like that of the amoeba. Then what is the difference between white blood cell and also amoeba? You know that white blood cell, it is a cell, but amoeba, it is a fully fledged organism and it is capable of independent existence. Dear children, we will going to understand the shape of cells in case of the different organisms. As you people know that in case of multicellular organism, that shape of the cell, it is different. The shape of the cell, it is varies in cell shape, it is because of their specific functions. What I mean to say, the shape of the cell, it is according to the specific functions they are rolled inside the body of an organism. Here you people, you can observe here, then look at there, these are the red blood corpus, red blood cells present in case of the human body. These are the human red blood cells, and these human red blood cells are spherical or circular in nature. Then why that human blood cells are spherical in nature? Because of their spherical nature, that blood cells then easily move across the blood vessels inside the body. And come to the second one, then here you people, you can observe here, these are the muscle cells. The muscular cells are spindle shaped structure. The spindle shaped means then there will be a swollen in the center and tapering towards their end. Then such a kind of structures are considered as the spindle shaped structure. That muscular tissue, muscular cells are spindle shaped, you know, that spindle shaped muscular cells which are helps in the easy contraction and also relaxation. And you come to the one more diagram here, that neuron, it's a elongated and also branched structure, and it is helps in the transmission of the nerve impulses during the time of the stimulus and also responses. One more important concept here, then which part of the cell gives shape to the cell? We can understand the concept here, dear children. Cell as well as the cellular components are enclosed by a membrane, call it cell membrane, or you can also call it as the plasma membrane. This cell membrane or plasma membrane, it will going to provide shapes to both plant cells as well as the animal cells. Then we can extend our concept here. My next question is, are all the components of the cells are covered by a cell membrane? What is your opinion? No. No. Almost all cellular structures are not protected by means of the cell membrane. I mean to say, there will be a different kinds of cellular components are present, then some of the cellular components are protected by means of the cell membrane and some others are not protected by the cell membrane. For example, then you people you can see here, then look at there, this is the structure of the ribosomes, and ribosomes are present in case of the both plant cell as well as in case of the animal cell, and these are take part in the process that is known as the protein synthesis. Since that ribosomes are involved in the process of protein synthesis, that ribosomes are considered as the protein factories of the cells. Here in case of the ribosomes, that cell membrane it is absent. Then one more picture you are observing, this is the centrioles. That centrioles which are present only in case of the animal cells and these are not found in case of the plant cells, and these centrioles which are helps in the cell division. In case of the centrioles which are present in case of animal cells, then these are the cellular structures which are not protected by means of the cell membrane. We will going to discuss more about that plant cell here. In case of the plant cells, in addition to the cell membrane, then there will be a presence of one more layer that is known as the cell wall, and cell wall it is a non-living layer, and it will going to provide shape and also rigidity to the cells. Then what you people you can observe here, this is the plant cell here, and this plant cell it is protected by means of cell membrane as well as the cell wall, unlike that of the animal cell. Then even bacteria cell it is also having cell wall just like that of plant cell. Let us discuss with size of the cells. The size of the cells in organisms, it may be small as a millionth of a meter. That means it is measures about that micrometer, that means it is measures about a micrometer or a micron. Here some of the cells, this is the neuron or nerve cell, and that neuron or nerve cell it is a large cell as centimeter, and most of the cells are microscopic in size. That means they are very small in size, we are unable to visible those cells with the help of unaided eye. They need to be enlarged or magnified by a microscope. As I told you people already, that microscope it is a magnifying instrument. It will going to enhance the size of the object what we will going to observe it, what we will going to observe under that microscope. I mean to say, when we will going to observe that any object under that microscope, that size of that object it will going to increases. The bacterial cell, it is the smallest cell and it will going to measures about 0.1 to 0.5 micrometers. Similarly, that ostrich egg, it is the largest cell and it will going to measures about 170 millimeter into 130 millimeter, and the ostrich egg it is big enough, we will going to observe that cell by the help of our naked eye. Getting answer to that questions, we will going to recall the concepts. Your first question is like this: who invented the cell for the first time? Here there are 4 responses will be there. First one is the Skimper in the year 1660, then second one is Fleming in 1661, the third answer is Robert Brown in the year 1664, and final one is the Robert Hooke in the year 1665. Then which one is the correct answer? Then your answer it is displaying now. Then correct answer is Robert Hooke. Yes, you people you know that Robert Hooke in the year 1665 who first who first discovered the cells. And your second question is like this: which one is the structural and also functional unit of living organism? Here also there are 4 different responses are there. That first one is the cell, then second one is the tissue, and third one is the organ, and fourth one will be the organ system. Then which one is the correct answer? Then you are right, your correct answer will be appearing. Yes, the right answer is cell. You know that cell is the structural and also functional unit of life. They come to the third question: identify the organism with pseudopodia. Here also there are 4 varieties of answers are given. That first one is the Paramuseum, and second one will be the Hydra, third one is the Amoeba, and last one is the Trypanosoma. Among all these 4 responses, which one is the correct one? Then I hope you people you are marking a right one. Yes, that correct answer is amoeba. You know that in case of amoeba, pseudopodia will go into form and it is helps in the movement, which in turn helps in the capturing of the food materials. Then your last question is like this, students. Name the structure that gives shape and rigidity to plant cells. Here 4 responses are there, that cell wall, then second one is the cell membrane, third one is the nucleus, and fourth one will be there, that is nucleolus. Out of 4 responses, then which one is the correct one? I hope you people you are marking the right one. Then your right answer is appearing here. Yes, cell wall. Look here, in case of the plant cells, in addition to the cell membrane, then there will be a presence of the extra membrane that is known as the cell wall, and that cell wall it is gives shape and also rigidity to plant cells. My dear children, this is the time to suggest activities to you people. I hope you will going to perform these activities in your laboratory with the help of your teachers. Your first activity is like this. Observe the permanent slides of the amoeba and paramecia under the microscope with the help of your teacher. And your second activity is like this. With the help of your science teacher, collect water sample from pond available to you people and observe the microorganisms which are present in it.
Collect water sample from the pond available to you and place a drop of water on clean slide. Observe the slide under the magnifying instrument called microscope, where you can observe microorganisms like protozoans, amoeba, paramecia, ciliates, planaria, and hydra, etc.
My dear children, this is the time to suggest few questions for assignment. I hope you people you will going to write that answer to the questions and submit to your teacher. Your first question is like this. Who discovered cell for the first time? And second question is, mention the human cell which can changes its shape. Your third question is like this. What are tissues? And fourth one is, name the spindle shaped cells. And your last question is like this. What are the multicellular organisms? Give examples. Dear students, meet you once again in the next session. Till then, thank you. Myself is Shivram, Assistant Teacher, Government High School, Muniyapundoddi, Chanpatna Taluk and Ramnagara District. Meet you again. Till then, thank you all.